This week's Parashat Vayera, it's really, Torah starts off towards the end of the story that started in Lech Lecha. In Maftir of Lech Lecha, Torah mentions Avraham ben 99 shanim behimolo besar orlato. That Avraham Avinu is 99 years old when he gets his Brit Milah. And then the parasha starts off Vayar elav Adonai belonim mamre v'yoshev petach ahoel kechom hayom. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to visit Avraham Avinu, and Chazal tell us, a rabbi say, that it was the third day of Avraham Avinu's circumcision. His Brit Milah, the third day. And we know the third day it hurts the most. And Avraham Avinu at 99 years old, Rashi says that Avraham started his own operation, his own circumcision. But he was so afraid, what's going to be with him? Imagine 99 years old, you're making your own Brit Milah. You're shaking. What's going to be? He might hurt himself. Says Rashi HaKadosh, Bihimolo נטל אברהם סכין ואחז בעורלתו ורצה לחתוך והיה מתיירא שהיה זקן. Avraham Avinu held his orla and he wanted to cut it off. But he was afraid because he was old. Says Rashi, Ma asa Kadosh Baruch Hu. What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? Shalach yado v'achaz imo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu held Avraham Avinu's orla together with his hand. Shene'emar, because the pasuk in Nehemiah, Perek Chet, pasuk Tet. V'charot imo haberit. We say it every day in Vayerech David, Shacharit. V'charot imo haberit. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu together with Avraham Avinu did the Brit Milah. Avraham did the circumcision with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Chazal tell us that Avraham Avinu's sandak was Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'atzmo. So the sandak, of course, came out. But he was a sandak at 99 years old. He had to work for that. He didn't just come k'la'haryan. Hashem on your sandak. Tavo. And we start this week's parasha after an introduction that Avraham Avinu was 99 years old, after an operation, after a circumcision, on his third day, be'etzem, be'itzumo, with the most pain. What's Avraham doing? Says the Torah. You know what he's doing? He's going to look for guests. What are you doing? Go back to the bed, relax, chill, calm down. He's going to look for guests. Not only that, the Torah emphasizes, V'yoshev petach ha'ohel kechom hayom. What does kechom hayom mean? So, the Midrash says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he knew that Avraham Avinu, he wouldn't want to waste a day without doing Hesed, without doing kindness. So Hashem had to go out of his way, michutz ligidrei hateva, for Avraham Avinu to relax. So what did he do? The sun has a clone, has a box surrounding it. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu took the sun out of its clone in order so it should be so hot outside that if a human would have walked past by, he would die. He would disappear. He would drop on the spot. So no one should bother Avraham Avinu. And Avraham is sitting by the entrance of the oil. He didn't budge. He sent, Hazal tell us, he's sending his servants, go look for gas. I need gas. They looked. Now you send your friend 5 minutes later, I didn't find it. We didn't find it. I asked you to go look for this. Until you go yourself and you realize you really can't find it. Now you can't even scream at him. You can't find it yourself. So if you're a little religious, you pull out the Braita Amar Rabbi Binyamin and you think you might find it. This is Gula. But even with Rabbi Binyamin, you couldn't find it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put a hamam in Artika. Where am I going to find people? And Avraham Avinu, he doesn't care. It's hot, it's cold, it's snowing, raining. Doesn't make a difference. I want to do Hesed. Remember, he's 99 years old. He just went through a Brit Milah. 99 years old. And this is what he's looking for. And Torah doesn't stop right there. Torah says it only gets crazier. What happens? Avraham Avinu finally, Vayisai, now he lifts up his eyes, Vayar, and he sees, V'inei shlosha anashim nitzavim alav. He sees all of a sudden out of the blue 3 people. Vayar. Didn't you just say Vayisai Nav? Didn't you say that he saw? So I say it again. Our rabbis tell us he was looking for hours. He couldn't find anyone. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, he flinched of his eye, boom, he saw them. So he's overwhelmed. He's like, 1 second. He looked again. Now he's paying attention. Sometimes you're looking, you don't see it. All of a sudden you see a guy hungry. Boom. Oh, no, you see. You're waiting for the Uber, right? Which one? You see a TLC. Well, which one? Right? You can't find the guy. All of a sudden, you see a guy popping out of his window. Okay, I'm coming. All of a sudden, Avraham Avinu sees 3 guys pop out of nowhere. He runs. Why is he running? Because he doesn't know if he's going to see them again. Such a hot day. Hit it. This is it, make it. That's it. This is right now. So he's running after them, and he brings them over. What did I say? V'yomar Adonai imna matzati chen me'echa al na ta'avor ma'al avdecha. Do me a favor. He's 99 years old, Brit Milah, 3rd day, old guy, running after them, and he's telling them, do me a favor. They say, of course. He says, you got amat mayim. Take a little water, wash your legs. Sit over here, relax, underneath the tree, a little shade over here. Take a little bread, eat, enjoy yourself. Then he runs to the oil and he tells Sarah, start making cake, cookies, dessert. He runs to find the best calf and he slaughters 3 calves. Veikach ben bakar, lamb, steaks, 3 cows. 1 cow you can feed the whole kila. What happened? 3 cows? The tongue is the best. The tongue is the best from the cow. So what happened? He wanted to give the 3 guests a full tongue, each one to have a full tongue. the best. ויקחם וחלה ובין הבקש עשה. So all this, and Avraham Avinu is aching from within. He's burning from within the pain that he has. And he's not focusing on himself, but rather these three people, which we know Chazal describe are malachim. They're angels, they're not even humans. And they look like Yishmaelim. And the question is, Avraham Avinu, as great as he was, why did he see such a chiyuv, such an obligation for himself to go and do such a ma'amatz, such an avodah, a mesirut nefesh? Achnasat orchim. It's a very big mitzvah. But why are you doing so much? Why are you going crazy? What's going on? You're 99 years old. You're patur. You're a choleh. It's hard for you. You're old. Why are you running? Why are you slaughtering cows? Why are you driving yourself up the walls? Furthermore, there's a halakha in Shulchan Aruch. What's more important? Hakbalat pnei Shechina or achnasat orchim? Accepting the visit of Hashem or inviting guests? Says the halakha, achnasat orchim is greater than Akbalat Pnei Shechina. Yeah? Achnasat Orchim is greater than Akbalat Pnei Shechina. Where do we know that from? Avraham Avinu. Hashem came to visit Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, after Brit Milah, 99 years old, he doesn't feel well. Hashem came to visit him. Avraham tells Hashem, wait a second. I need to get guests. I need guests in the house. Hashem is sitting with you. What's going on? Avraham Avinu. Where are you going? Where are you going? No. Achnasat orchim is greater. We learn it from Avraham Avinu. Becomes Rav Shach and he asks, where did Avraham Avinu learn it from? We learned from Avraham Avinu that Achnasat Orchim is greater than what? Hakbalat Pnei Shechina, accepting the visit of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But where did Avraham Avinu learn it out from? Who is his Rebbe? Who taught him this halakha? Where did he know it from? Furthermore, the Rechaim HaKadosh says, Vayar elav Adonai be'onem amreh. The Rechaim HaKadosh says, you know what it should have said? Vayar Hashem elav. What is Vayar elav Hashem? He saw him, Hashem. Vayar elav Hashem. Say, Vayar Hashem elav. Hashem came to him. He saw him and he came to him. What's Vayar elav? He saw him, then he came to him. Right? What do you see? See first. What do you see? See the guy, right? Vayar. And then what happened? Hashem came to him. Hashem saw, so Hashem came. Pasuk is Vayar elav Hashem. Hashem appeared to him. What's Pshat? So to answer these questions, the Ohev Yisrael Miyapta brings from Rabbi Moshe Mipshevorsk. The Moshe says like this: Avraham Avinu was so little in his eyes. After Avraham Avinu at 99 years old, running to do Achrasat Orchim on the third day of his circumcision. Avraham Avinu, you know why he got up? You know why he was doing so much for everyone? You know why he was able to get up at 99 years old and to do the world for others? Because when he looked at someone else, he saw them at a higher level than he is. Avraham Avinu, what do we say in the Parashat? So we're going to speak about Sodom. Avraham Avinu, before he prays Bichlal about Sodom, you know what he says? Va'anochi afar va'efer. I'm like dust on the face of earth. Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu is dust. Alvai would be the dust from the dust of his dust. Avraham Avinu, Avahuma, the father of Yitzchak, the grandfather of Yaakov. Avraham, Amud Hesed, our forefathers. Avraham is Afar Va'efer. Avraham said upon himself, I'm dust. So if I'm dust and you're a human, I'm not going to slaughter a cow for you. I'll slaughter 20 cows for you. Because you're more important than me. You hear Avraham Avinu, as great as he was, he looked at everybody much greater. A whole different level. And that's why Avraham Avinu at 99 years old, after Brit Milah, the third day of his circumcision, he could run, cater, make a party, run after people, get the DJ. He done everything. He'll mix it for you, whatever you want. Dish come. Take some water, take some bread, honey, cake, whatever you want, 7-layer cake, whatever you want. Cheesecake, I'll make you, dish come. Vaita eshel, achila, shtiya, lena, sleep, eat, drink, dish come. That was Avraham Avinu. Says Doev Israel, with Ramoshe's pshat, Ramoshe. With this pshat, he says, we can answer the Orach Chaim HaKadosh's question. Why doesn't it say, the Orach Chaim asks, why doesn't it say, Vayar Hashem Elav? Why does it say, Vayar Elav Hashem? You know why? Hashem saw that Avraham Avinu is so little in his eyes. He's such an anav. I have to come to him. Vayar Elav. He first saw Avraham. He saw the midah of Avraham. He didn't just see a person. He saw the core. He saw the essence. He saw the magnificent midah that Avraham has within him. That as great as he was, he fought wars, he jumped in the fire, he walked out alive. Not some Chris Angel batich walking on water before you find a plastic, something in the water over there, a stool. People swimming inside. They're paid. Yeah, he's walking on water. Look, his slipper fell through. That's water. Wait, these go straight. This is real stuff. Thousands of people saw it. It wasn't a joke. It was rain. Avraham Avinu's Afar Va'efer. He compared himself to Afar Va'efer. And you know what happened? His Afar, the Afar that he picked up, turned into arrows and stones. The Afar that he considered himself to be Afar, when he went to war, 4 and 5 kings, and he fooled millions of people, the afar that he picked up turned into what? Arrows, like missiles. Arrows and stones and swords. Afar. That was the afar of Avraham Avinu. And that's the midah of Avraham Avinu. Because Avraham Avinu looked at every single person as what? As a Tzelem Elokim. You know what a Tzelem Elokim is? A Tzelem Elokim is the image of God. The Rambam writes down in Perusha Mishnayot, at the end of Masechet Avot, Masechet Makot, in Perek Gimel, Mishnah Tet Zayin, says the Rambam, Mikarei Emunah B'Torah, for the most important trust in the Torah, כי כשיקיים אדם מצווה אחת מתרי"ג מצוות כראוי וכהוגן, זכה בה לחיי עולם הבא. Says the Rambam, when a person does one mitzvah in the right way, you know what he's zochet to? Olam haba. And he says, that's why the Braita says, Amar Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות ישראל, לפיכך הרבה להם תורה ומצוות. Says the Rambam, what does that mean? Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Am Yisrael. He loves them so much to the point where he asks, why is it that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made so many mitzvot? Tamir, I'm asking you a question. You love your friend. You're going to give him 20 different jobs to do, or you'll give him one?
20 the job done.
You give him one by one, right? Yeah. The guy's a janitor. Starry in America. Custodian engineer. That make you feel good. He's an engineer. Titchof engineers. Okay, whatever. Custodian engineer. Aye. He doesn't know what that means, Bechla. Just clean the floors. Anyhow, you tell him, listen, I got a building over here I just bought in the city. It has 30 floors. Do me a favor. On Sunday, clean the first floor. You come back on Monday. You see, if you clean the first floor, what do? You give him another floor. Right? But you don't come the first day. Listen, Joe, yalla, I have 30 floors, clean 30 floors. What 30 floors? The guy doesn't know how to clean the bathroom. Want to give him 30 floors? He's going to make him more issues. Engineer. So at the end of the day, says Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us. And therefore, you know what he did? He gave us 630 mitzvot. So the Fashim asked, 1 second, Hashem, we also love you. Give us one. Yeah, slowly, you know. Today I'll put a tefillin. Tomorrow, if I wake up, I'll put a tefillin. I'll also learn Torah. Okay, beside that. But the first day, bar mitzvah, he's already chayav tarat mitzvot. What's going on? Like the guy survived. You choke the guy, then you wonder why he doesn't do mitzvot, this, that. No, chora. So, says the Rambam, I'll tell you why. HaKadosh, what Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya is saying. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya is saying, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us so much, He gave us 613 options that you could do every single day. That maybe from that 613 mitzvot that you do, maybe one of them will be perfect, and Zak the Rambam, you'll be zochet to Olam Haba. You hear the Rambam? You hear the Braita over here? One mitzvah. Don't focus on, no, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. Tafasta merubah lo tafasta. You try to focus. Right, Aroni? You try to focus on 25 things. You know what ends up happening? You didn't do any of them. I'm busy. I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta go here. Slowly, baby steps. Take one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Imagine right now you're a broker. You have 20 missed calls. So you think you're smart. You think you're Elon Musk. Okay? And Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates together. Is that it? What do? You go to the conference room. You tell your secretaries, call this number. And the other one, call this number. And you have 20 secretaries calling a number. And you say, now, put it on speaker. And get out of here. I want to handle 20 phone calls. The first guy answers, yes, how can I help you? You're middle of talking to him. The other guy answers, Mohammed, yeah, what's up? How you doing? And Joey's on the phone, Mohammed, and then you have David, and then you have John, and then you have Jackie, and then you have Vicky, and then you have Allah Akbar. What are you doing? The guy runs away. Why? Because 20 people, you go crazy. You answer one by one. Hi, how you doing? We go out to eat, breakfast, you get a sesame, I don't know, you get a bagel, wait, whatever. Yalla, it's good? Yeah, I told you. So now we can hire the guy for the restaurant. Which is you got a bagel at restaurant. But he feels good. You gave it attention. Says Akadosh Baruch Hu, I gave you 613 options. It's the Arizah. The Arizah says this. 613 options. Take one by one. One by one, and execute it. Do it all the way. Make it as if your life depends on it. Avraham Avinu, you know why? You know why he did all of this? I'm going to tell you a story. The beautiful Maaseh that I heard, his name is Rabbi Zell. It's just like this. There was a guy, he came to the doctor, and he told the doctor, I don't feel good. Can we do a checkup? The doctor says, yes, we'll do a checkup. The doctor checks up, and he says, wowie, there's something scary over here. Sit down before you faint. So I'm sitting, but now you got me worried. What's going on? He says, I'll tell you. You got a sickness called LOH. He says, LOH? What's LOH? I heard a corona disease, Delta, Matich. What's LOH? He says, LOH, this is a very big mahala. And the way it seems, you don't have much to live. Maybe 2-3 weeks and that's it. It's like, a mahala, I never heard LOH. I have 2-3 weeks to live? What's going on? He says, wait, you got the vaccine card? You got something that I can take? You know, I gotta work it out. I need to make it work it out. He says, clinically, there's no pills. Over the counter, underneath the counter, there's no pills. That's it. You have 3 weeks, it says done deal. It's like, doctor, don't tell me that. It's gonna be all done for you today. You gotta help me out. Says, I see you're a serious guy. We're gonna take care of you. There's maybe one medicine. Says, where's that medicine? Says, there's a bookstore. So what bookstore? There's a bookstore. In that, there's a book. In the bookstore, there's one book that talks about that, the LOH. And if you read that book, you have a 90% chance to take care of this disease. She says, really? She says, yeah. She says, well, where's this book? He says, I'll do the research. You probably go to the bookstore and kill 5 people on the way. let me do it for you. He goes. He asks the guy, you have a book for the LOH? He says, yeah, there's one left. He says, where? It's like over there, 3rd row, the 15th column over there. Check over there on the bottom. There should be one copy left. The guy takes a sefer, the book, He sees this much of dust. Dust to clean it. Takes Windex, sprays the cover. Looks normal now. Yalla. He goes. The guy comes the next morning, gives him a call. The guy comes, tells him, this book is your antidote to your sickness. He says, really? He says, yes. The guy takes the book and he opens it up and he starts reading line by line. Another line, page by page by page. He comes back to the doctor, he tells him, doctor, I'm starting to feel better. Doctor tells him, you know what's the machala? You know what LOH is? Says the doctor, LOH is lack of Hashem. Your machala is lack of Hashem. Here's a book, Tehillim, Torah, Chovat HaLevavot, Shiur Torah. You start reading. But you don't just read. Tfilah, you're in the car. Al kinik avelach.
Even before
Vayera Hashem u'shmo echad. Bye-bye. That's it.
and open the door.
The next guy, you put him chazan, baru, he doesn't know the words. There was a rabbi. He used to cure people. Mikubal, I don't know, he accepts money. Anyhow, two guys come to him, and one guy's in a wheelchair. The other guy, he stumbles, right? Stutters. Okay. So these two guys come to the rabbi. The rabbi says, don't worry, I'm going to cure both of you. So the guy says, the guy with the chair, he says, with the wheelchair, he says, Rabbi, I don't know if you know, but I've been in this wheelchair for 10 years. It's not that easy. I didn't shit happen to me now. I've been sitting for 10 years already. I've been to a lot of rabbis, this, that. People telling me. The other guy says, I also been for a while already. He says, don't worry. Moshe, you're not going to stutter. And David, you're going to be walking. It's fine. He says, go after the mechitzah. Wait over there. The rabbi tells him, Moshe, when I tell you start talking, you're going to start talking. David, when I tell you to start walking, you're going to start walking. They both go after the mechitzah. They both, wow. This is real. Oh my gosh, 10 minutes, that's it. After 10 minutes, the rabbi does all this Kabbalah shtick, whatever. He says, Moshe, start talking. David, start walking. 5 minutes later, David fell. And then he chapped. And not David, not Moshe, not the rabbi, Batich. Kol shtuyot. At the end of the day, a person, if he read the tefillah, you live the words. He learned Torah as if his life was dependent on it. You would be cured. You'd be cured. If you live life, yeah, this is life. Allah, this is life. This is what it is. It's okay. My life is messed up, so it's messed up. You come late, you come late. You come early, you come early. That's how you live life. So you know what happens? That's the life you're going to live. But if you live a life, the Torah, right now if I learn, if I come to Shiur, if I'm praying, if I'm saying Tehillim, I'm reading the Tehillim, I'm praying to Hashem as if my life depends on it, it's a whole different tefillah. It's a whole different prayer. It's a whole different world. Why? Because you're real. You're in it. You're connected. And that's why you feel the same. Avraham Avinu felt, I have people over here. I gotta take care of people. That's my tafkid in this world. It's Hesed. To love people. To care about people. To give them my heart. To give them everything that I own. Make it an option for them to come closer to God. And therefore, says the Torah, Avraham Avinu was willing to go above and beyond for the other. Because he lived in his mind, it was clear to him. That's the purpose that he's here. It was clear to him in his mind that his life depends on that. But Avshach says, I don't understand. Who taught him that? Who told him that Achnasat Orchim is greater than Akbarat Pnei Shechina? Says Avshach, I'll tell you. Avraham Avinu realized that Kadosh Baruch Hu, at what age? What's the age that he started serving Kadosh Baruch Hu? At 3 years old. What do we know this from? Ekev Asher Shama Avraham Bekuli. Ekev is Begematria 172. How long did Avraham live for? 175. So for 172 years, Avraham listened in the voice, in the Torah's words. That's how he lived. And Avraham Avinu, like we said before, he lived with Hashem. When he was praying, he was fully immersed into the tefillah. And every mitzvah that he did, it was 100%. There was no other thing. When he prayed, he was praying. When he was learning, he was learning. When he was giving another person a smile, so he was smiling. He was with him. There was no jokes. Everything was real. Everything was authentic. And says Rav Shach, when Avraham Avinu came to do the mitzvah of Hakbalat Pnei Shechina, you know what happened? He had a strange thought. What was that thought? Hachnasat Orchim. So Avraham said to himself, I'm 99 years old. I realized Hashem at the age of 3. How many years am I serving him for so far? What's 99 minus 3?
96.
96, right? So if for 96 years that I realized that there's one God in this world and I've been sticking to his plan and I made my will his will. And I made his will into my will. And for 96 years, I haven't turned away once from Hashem, no matter what the scenario was. And now, all of a sudden, when it comes to this mitzvah of while I'm greeting a Kadosh Baruch Hu, he's coming to visit me while I'm sick, I'm able to see something else. This is an abnormal thought. And if it's happening, you know what? It might be because Hashem is putting that thought into my mind. And says Avraham Avinu, if Hashem is putting me a thought while I'm doing this mitzvah, he's giving me another thought about a different mitzvah, that it must be that Achnasat Orchim is greater than accepting the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's why Avraham Avinu went and he told Hashem, wait a moment, I have guests. Because Hashem was the one that taught him it. Through what? Through giving him that thought. But I had a different answer. I wanted to say like this. Avraham Avinu, like we just said, for 96 out of the 90 years, 99 years that he's living at this time, what did he do? He was seeking out HaKadosh Baruch Hu into every single action that he was doing. He lived with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He emulated HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mahu rachum, afata rachum. The same way he's merciful, so too you should be merciful. And Avraham Avinu was thinking, why in the world is there a world? What in the world? Gabby, you would create a world where people go against you? Huh?
That's no fun.
You would create a world, a bunch of robots. You have a company. Yeah, with all the fun, put that aside. Let's talk about facts. You have a company. Yeah. If you want to work for Gabby when he has a company with Hashem, hey, I'll tell you, you have to be crooked. You know why? Because it's no fun. So at the end of the day, right? You're not going to accept him. But it's no fun. You don't want a crooked company, right? Everything that you built, you don't want it to go corrupt. So at the end of the day, why would HaKadosh Baruch Hu create a system where there's people with ego, there's people that steal, people that murder, people that embarrass other people? Why would he create a system?
Because what type of... It's not...
It's boring, you're saying it's boring.
No, I'm saying...
Whoa.
Hashem created a world, right? He wanted people to serve him out of their passion, not forcing. Then Hashem would never make Adam and Chava or have a choice of sinning, because then we would all just be perfect. He doesn't want that. He wants us to decide to serve him.
Okay, very nice. But I'm asking you, right? It's very emotional. He wants it's very loving and caring. Yeah, Hashem wants you think he needs your tefillah? He doesn't need your tefillah. You think he needs your learning? He doesn't need your learning. Right? So at the end of the day, you could leave. You could also get punished. So at the end of the day, this that you need to come to work doesn't mean that your boss needs you to come to work. You have to come to work because at the end of the day, akrat tov, right? You want your money at the end of the day?
Yeah.
So if you don't go to work, you're not getting money. If you don't go to Shiur Torah, you won't have any life. So you can walk. But who knows what's going to happen, right? So this that you have to go learn, this that you have to go to work, that's a given. That's common sense, right? But the question is, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu have to create a system to begin with? Now that it is, that very good. But why start it to begin with? You know what the answer is? Chazal tell us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is what Avraham Avinu realized. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so nice, he is so giving, that he created a world, although people will do nasty things, people will go off the derech, people will take what Hashem gave them and use it against him, and after all that it's worth it. You know why? Because Hashem is so loving, is so giving, that all he wants to do is just that. So Avraham Avinu was thinking to himself, one second. Hashem, he doesn't need us. And Hashem yet created the world. Such a world of Atavah is beyond what a person could think of, what a person could imagine. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, at the end of the day, what does he do? He still gives. So what happened? Avraham Avinu said, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu left his whole entire world to come visit me, and what am I? Avraham Avinu says, Afar ba'efer. But at the end, what am I? I'm a piece of God. I'm a Tzelem Elokim. So if that's the case, Avraham Avinu said, I also have to go and mechabed these three people, which are also a Tzelem Elokim, even if they look like Yishmaelim. So Avraham Avinu learned from HaKadosh Baruch Hu the same way Hashem left His whole entire world, His universe. There was once a king. He saw a rabbi. He asked him, what do you do? He's like, I learn Torah. He's like, why do you learn Torah? He says, very simple. So let me ask you a question. You're a king, right? He says, yes. You feel a little pride, right, that you're a king? He says, of course. He's like, no offense. That's one of the dumbest things I ever heard. He says, why? So I'll explain to you. When you walk on the beach, right, in the kosher beaches, you walk on the beach, and you see a piece of sand, do you pay attention to that?
No.
No, right? You know why? Because it's so little for you. It's nothing. Right? You step on it. You see an ant. You pay attention to him? You know what the other ant is saying to the other ant? This guy's Majnun, he's retarded. Who do you think he is? Huh? I'm gonna step on him. They come, how do they step on you? While you're sleeping, they come crawl on you. Yeah, he's stepping on him. You know what he's thinking? You have no clue what he's thinking. Maybe that's what he's thinking. But you don't even care. You know why? Because he's so tiny, so small. So small. Says the rabbi to the king, if you think a piece of sand is small and an ant is small, what are you compared to Hashem? You're not even a piece of sand, right? When you go on the plane, you look at the parking lot on the bottom by the airport, you know what it looks like? You know those little small cars that you give to play with your brother or your nephew? Those little cars, you pull them back and they fly, right? When you go on the plane, every single car over here, it looks even smaller than that. And then go a little higher, you don't even see the car. And then go a little higher, you already start to get afraid. Oh, what's going on? Right? So some people, especially the women, they don't sit next to the window. They're afraid. Tell the guy, tell me what you see over there. Tell me what you see over there. Say, I'll tell you what I see. Go over here. I say, I'll take a picture. I'll send you on Snapchat or something. What do you want from me?
No, Rabbi, they look and then they close it. They look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They peek.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, send the rabbi to the king. If you realize that you're so small compared to the whole universe, to the whole globe, you're tiny. You're smaller than a piece of sand. So where does the gava come from? Why are you so, big shot? Gotta be like this way or that way. What are you? You're a little piece of sand, not even. Nothing. And the guy walks around Balenciagas, Gucci, Chanel, this, that, as if like he's another god in this world. He runs the world. He has money, this, that. Why? Because we look at ourselves and we say, we're the greatest. Avraham Avinu was the opposite. Anochi afar ba'efer. And he looked at every single person in the world, Tzelem Elokim. And if you're a Tzelem Elokim, I'm going to do everything for you. Because you're a piece of God. Not a piece of sand, but you're a piece of God. You're an image of Hashem. And that's why Avraham Avinu went out of his way. Although Hashem is visiting him, I have more important business. To go and take care of the person. Because I know Hashem does the same thing. So therefore, by me doing it, I'm essentially not only enhancing my relationship with Hashem, but I'm making a better world. There was a story around 15 years ago There was a family that went to Switzerland for a family vacation. And they were there for 10 days. While they're on the vacation, one of the nights they come back at 12 a.m. They're about to enter their room and they see a family, a husband, a wife, a daughter and a son, 4 people. They're outside the hotel in Switzerland on the grass. The father and the mother, they're sleeping on the floor. And the daughter and the son, they got a bench and they're laying down over there. So this family, they came back from the trip at 12 a.m. They're looking at this. Like, what's going on over here? We're in Switzerland. We're not in Israel. Like, you can't afford something. What's going on? Why are you guys sleeping outside? So the father gets up. He's like, I'll tell you the truth. We have a flight at 3 a.m. And the rule is, in this hotel in Switzerland, past 12 a.m., you got to pay for another night. And we don't have enough money. We don't have enough money. We're not that rich. As is, we came here, it was expensive. We had to come here, so we came. But for another night, we can't afford it. So we decided that we're going to sleep outside, 3 a.m., our flight. For a couple hours, we'll be outside. Before you know it, 3 a.m. will come. And we're back on our flight to Israel. So this family, the father's name was Aharon. So Reb Aaron said, wow, I feel so bad. You know, we have 2 rooms. We're not just a big family. Maybe I'll take my whole family and put it in one room in the hotel. And the other room, you guys could take the other room. He's like, no, you know, I really appreciate it, but it's fine. You don't have to. From here to there, Reb Aaron's saying to himself, you know, I feel bad for this guy. I know he feels a little embarrassed to come and everything, but at the end of the day, you know, how would I feel? How did my wife feel? How do my kids feel sleeping in Switzerland outside the hotel? Because the parents cannot afford another night. Feel bad. So he went upstairs and he's peeking through the window to see what's going on with them. Maybe they'll come, maybe they won't come. The kid said he fell asleep. 2 hours later, 2 a.m., he wakes up. He's like, wow, what's going to be with them? They probably need help to load the car, this, that, whatever. He gets up. He's about to leave his house. His wife asks him, Avraham, what are you doing? He says, what do you mean? There's a family downstairs. Remember that we saw them last night? What's going to be with them? She says, I don't know. She says, what do you mean you don't know? We got to go help them. From here to there, his kids look at him. Daddy, it's 2 a.m. We're tired, this, that. She says, I don't know. I'm going down. I'm going to go help them. He goes downstairs. He sees the family. They're all like, you know, they're waking up. It's 2 a.m., 2:15 already. He sees them, you know, starting to pull their luggage. He says, no, do me a favor. I want to pull this luggage. He says, no, it's fine. You don't have to. You're crazy. Go to sleep. What are you doing? He says, no. I can't sleep. I don't feel comfortable. It bothers me that you guys are sleeping outside. He says, okay, fine. Want to help? Fine. Goes. He takes the luggage. He puts it in the trunk. He packs up the car. And he tells them, have a safe flight. Nice to meet you. Nice meeting you. From here to there, they leave, tell them thank you very much, and Reb Aaron is escorting them as much as possible with the car. You know, he's walking and the car is moving. Guy, have a safe flight, take care. And before they leave, she says, guys, wait 1 second. I forgot, my wife made a couple bags of chocolate and wafers for on the way. You guys are probably hungry. Say, okay, fine. He gives to them, says, enjoy, have a safe flight to go. Okay? There he goes. The Baron goes back to his hotel. He feels a little satisfied. Tells his wife, good night. They go to sleep. They wake up the next morning. And they enjoy the rest of their visit in Switzerland. But a year later, Reb Aaron, who lives in Bnei Brak, he gets an invitation. He opens the invitation and he sees that it's the family from Switzerland that he spoke to, that he helped. And he says to himself, wow, so nice. Their daughter's getting married. But I can't go, it's hard. Yerushalayim, I have a family, this, that. I can't just leave, my wife, my kids. A day later, he gets a phone call. Hi, Shalom, how you doing? It's Reb Aaron. It's good to hear your voice. He says, good to hear your voice also. He says, did you get the invitation? He says, yes, I got the invitation. She says, you coming? He's like, I'm sorry, I don't think I come. He's like, no, please, you have to come. He says, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I could come. The kids, this, that, they need me. My wife needs me. I'm a big help in the house. From here to there, the father of the Kalai, he says, you know what I gotta tell to him in plain words. Reb Aaron, it's because of you she's getting married. He says, what do you mean? What did I do? I barely know you guys. I met you at 12 a.m., helped you at 2 a.m., gave you a cup of chocolate, and that's it. What did I do to you guys? I married off your daughter? She says, Reb Aaron, because of you, my daughter's getting married. She says, what do you mean? He says, I'm going to explain to you. He says, I want to tell you something. Financially, I could not afford this vacation that we took to Switzerland. The hotel is too expensive for us. But what happened is that my daughter had a little bad friends. She had bad friends. A couple girls, and they influenced her to become also in that way. So we went to a psychologist, and the psychologist told us, maybe you should go and take her on a vacation a little far from Israel, away from everyone, and try to connect on a different level. Try to talk to her. Try to see what's bothering her. So at the end of the day, the reason why people go away is because they're missing something that's within. They're missing love. They're missing care. They're missing passion. So maybe take her somewhere far and focus on her. Give her more love. Give her attention. Make her feel like she's $1 million. Like she's a Tzelem Elokim. So we did it. But Reb Aaron, you know what happened? Zero. Nothing happened. It didn't get any better. She had a heart of a stone. Her heart was stone. Nothing everything went in. As much as we did for her, she still wouldn't budge, wouldn't open up. But at 12 a.m. when you came and you offered to give us one room of your apartment so we could sleep in that room and not on the grass, she started to soften up. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m., when you came down from your hotel with your pajamas and your flip-flops, and she saw the love and the passion that you have for another Jew that you don't even know. No interest, no money, no kavod. In the middle of Switzerland, nobody even knows you. And you did it all because we're humans. We're Tzelem Elokims. We're an image of God. We're a piece of God. We're one big family. When you did that, and you came with those little bags with chocolate or Hershey's or whatever it was, and the wafers, you melted her. You melted her! And when she came back from Switzerland, when we came back to Israel, she said, Daddy and Mommy, I'm going back to what I used to be. And she strengthened herself with tzniut, and with emunah, and with tefillah. And Baruch Hashem now, she's getting married to a Ben Torah. So if you're not going to come to the wedding, I want to tell you something. It's not going to be the same wedding. I'm going to be missing the heart of the wedding. Because you, without even knowing, you made a woman get married to the love of her life. That's Avraham Avinu. He didn't know who these Arabs were, Malachim, Jews, Mexicans, Chinese, your color. He didn't care about all that. You're a human. You're a Tzelem Elokim. You're a piece of God. That's the only reason why I want to help you. I want to give you a hug. I want to give you a kiss. I want to give you a smile. It doesn't have to be money. I want to sit down and talk to you, heart to heart, so we can connect, so we can feel each other, and from there, grow and reunite and to cure each other's pains. And we see this through Avraham Avinu's history. Always running to do things for others. Always helping. Right after what we mentioned, Avraham Avinu goes, he's running to Sdom. What's in Sdom? Lot. His nephew. How did he end up in Sdom? There was a fight between Lot's shepherds and Abraham's shepherds. They weren't so straight in business over there. So Avraham tells Lot, I don't want it to be a machloket between each other. We're brothers. We're like brothers. We're family. Let's not fight. If you go right, I'll go left. And if you go left, I'll go right. Wherever you go, you choose. I'll go elsewhere. Lot saw Sdom. He saw money. And the Midrash says, Lot, when he went to Sdom is Anashim Ra'im V'Chata'im LaHashem. In Sdom, they're bad people. In Sdom, it was exactly like today. It makes no sense. The Midrash says, if a guy came to Sdom and he came to the hotel and he was tall, you know what they would do? They would give him a very small bed. Like a baby's bed, give him the baby's bed. And then tell him, you're too tall, we gotta chop your feet. Break his legs. And if the guy was too short, they would give him a long bed. One guy would hold him by his head and his arms. The other guy would pull his feet, start stretching him out. What do you think is Bob SquarePants? What do you think? SpongeBob? What do you think? You think the guy would pull him, cut his legs? What's going on over here? Shugaim. If the guy had a river, yeah, you own the river. If you wanted to swim in the river, you got to pay $400. But if you have a boat, you pay $200. Everything is the opposite. So one of the malachim that came, one of the guests, one of the malachim, came to Avraham Avinu. He tells him, by the way, we came to wipe out Sdom. Hafichat Sdom. To turn over Sdom. Because Sdom had a ideology. What was the ideology? In Sdom they realized, they said in this world, nothing is free. You gotta pay for everything. And you cannot do chesed. Exactly the opposite of Avraham Avinu. The opposite of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, if a person would do chesed in Sdom, they would kill him. They'd beat him up. There was no mitziut of kindness in Sdom. They believed that it's cruel to do chesed. To do kindness is averah in Sdom. That's what they believed. And who was in Sdom? Lot. And when Avraham Avinu hears, after a Brit Milah, making a barbecue, slaughtering 3 cows, running, baking, doing above and beyond. What does he do? He stops everything. Now he has to pray. Maybe there's 50 tzaddikim. Maybe there's 40, 30, 20, 10. Hashem, please save him. Please save him. Please save Sdom. Hashem tells him, we can't save Sdom. Can't save Sdom. Why? Because there's no tzaddikim. There's not even 10 tzaddikim. And why did Avraham stop by 10? Why didn't he say if there's 1 tzaddik or 5 tzaddikim? Because he said, not so long ago by Noach, there was a Mabul. How many tzaddikim were there?
1.
None.
No, tzaddik.
So there was,
1.
how many tzaddikim? There was around 7. Noach and his family. His 7, say 8 people. There weren't 10. So Avraham realized that you need at least 10 in order to save the world. Because by Noach they didn't have 10. And they weren't able to save the world. So over here, if you don't have 10, for sure you cannot save the world. For sure you're not going to save Sdom. So what did he do? Avraham went. He went to what? He wanted to save Sdom. Save Lot. Save Lot. But how did he save Lot? How did he save Lot? Avraham saved Lot from the midah that he had, the Hesed. He worried more about others than he worried about himself. There's a very big rabbi, Rabbi Gedalia Moshe Mizavil. There's a rabbi in Eretz Yisrael. A lot of people go to him. There's a very big zgula. You go to him Monday, Thursday, Monday. You pray by his kever. You commit upon yourself. You're going to take tzedakah, perek shira, tehillim, tzniut, whatever it is, a Kabbalah, and you come to him Monday, Thursday right after, and the following Monday, and he gives you aftacha. He promises you, a guarantee, that Hashem is going to answer your tefillot. Many people went, they needed zivug, they got the zivug. Parnasa. Found an apartment, they found an apartment.
Why doesn't everyone go?
Many miracles. What?
Why doesn't everyone always go?
Not everybody knows. But a lot of people know. If you go to Israel, you ask them, the rabbi from Monday, Thursday, Monday, they tell you. Rabbi
What's his
Mizivil.
name?
Rabbi Gedalia Moshe Mizivil. So this Gedalia Moshe Mizivil, it's so a beautiful story. He was in Sibir, just to see the Kedusha of this rabbi. He was in Sibir for a period of time of his life. And in Sibir, one of the Jews that had a lot of money, they paid off the general, Shochad. They gave him a bribe, Stephen. For what? So that they could let the rabbi free. So what happens? The general says, I'm going to let the rabbi free. But when? On Shabbat. And he goes to the rabbi and he tells him, Rabbi, here's a document. I need you to sign it for me. If you sign it, you're able to go. The rabbi says, I'm not signing it. He says, but this is your life on the line. He says, today is Shabbat. I'm not signing it. Okay? So the general says, you know what? I have a better idea. He turns to a 90-year-old over there in Sibir. In Sibir, from the cold, Rebecca Galinsky says, just from the cold, from the weather, people would drop dead left and right. You see your friends, left and right, boom, dying. Just from the weather. Over here, it's already 70. Ooh, it's cold. You put on a coat and the moose knuckles. You put on the heat all the way. You heat up the seats. You go with this, that.
Heated seats.
Huh?
I love that.
Over there, there's the heated seats. Rebecca Galinsky said he used to take cardboard boxes, and he put it in his shirt, between the shirt and his skin. So that would be his heated seats. That would be his heat. His heater. You hear? The cardboard boxes. Anyhow, Rabbi Gedalia Moshe Mizivil, he sees the general is taking a 90-year-old, and he tells him, if you sign for the rabbi will go. I'll let him out free. Says Rabbi Gedalia Moshe, General, you know what? I switched my mind. I'm going to sign. He goes and he signs. On Shabbat, he signs. The general says, I don't understand you. You make no sense. You just confused me. He says, what do you mean? He says, we're sitting here for 20 minutes. I'm telling you, sign so you can leave. Get back your life. You can leave Sibir. You can leave the concentration camps. You can leave, right? You're telling me no. A 90-year-old to sign? You say, don't sign. I'll sign for him. Pikuach nefesh, no? Aren't you a rabbi? Lifeless situation. He says, I'm going to explain to you. This 90-year-old, I don't know what's going to be with him. I don't know if he's able to withstand another day in Sibir. So I rather sign for him. It's Pikuach nefesh. But I know on myself that I'm able to stay in Sibir at least for another year or two, and I won't break. And that's why I didn't sign. The general says, you're able to break Shabbat, you're able to go against yourself for him, but not for you. Both of you can leave. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Lot, he didn't exactly do good for Avraham. But Avraham, all you care is about Lot. All you care is about everybody else. Because you care about him, I'm going to save him also. Not only I'm going to save him, all your tefillot are also going to be saved. And not just that, Chazal tell us that every maaseh that Avraham Avinu did for others, you know what happened? Who got paid for it? Avraham Avinu. How? With his own kids. Every single thing, every single action that Avraham Avinu did, for whether it's the malachim, the orchim, whether it's slaughtering 3 cows, whether it's running, whether it's praying, whatever it is. The Midrash Rabbah says like this: Ki b'schar ma'aseh zeh zachu Yisrael tashlum k'mu b'midbar ba'aretz v'la'atid lavo. Says the Midrash, because Avraham Avinu went and did all these actions, when he's 99 years old, 3rd day of the Brit Milah, he did above and beyond. All he cared was about the other person. Hashem is ever paying for us, paying that tzachar of Avraham Avinu till today. Yisrael was zocheh 40 years in the midbar of Ananei Kavod, Be'er Miriam, and the man, b'schut Avraham Avinu. In Israel, what schut do we have? Avraham Avinu. Ve'la'atid lavo. In the future, Avraham Avinu. Why? Because Avraham Avinu instilled in us this midah of Hesed. So every single person in this world does Hesed. Where does it come from ultimately? Avraham Avinu. One maaseh could create a reason for 8 billion people to live for eternity. One maaseh. That's how great our actions are. And that's how great HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. And that's the midah of Avraham Avinu. To go and to do everything for the other. Because ultimately, he's a part of me. And we're going to end off with this. Gemara Masechet Brachot says, in the Vav Amud Bet, Kol hakovea makom letfilato, someone who makes a permanent place for his tefillah, Elokei Avraham be'ezro, the God of Avraham will be at his help. Ukeshemet, and when he dies, passes away, Omrim alav, the people say on him, Ey Hasid, Ey Anav, what a Hasid, what a humble person. Mitalmidav shel Avraham Avinu. He is the students of Avraham Avinu. Now we have to understand, all the guy did is make a permanent place in the shul for him to pray. And we, you know what we call him? Hasid, Anav. Tell me Avraham Avinu. What happened? What did he do? Was he a rabbi? Mezeket Rabim? He donated $1 million. He's running a yeshiva. What is he doing? Tomchei Shabbos, what is he doing? He went to pray. I said it, very nice. Because of that, he's a Hasid and an Anav. What's going on? Says the Maharal in his Sefer Netiva Avodah Perek Dalet. Hatfilah inyanad vekut b'Hashem. The tefillah. What is tefillah? Tefillah is connection to Hashem. Zeh tochen mahut tefillah. That is the essence of praying. Because through it, we become one with Hashem. But that's only when you're b'kviut. When you're every day you go to the shul, every day you're going to learn, every day you're talking to Hashem, every day you're thinking about Hashem. When it's bikvi'ut, you're one with Hashem. Through tefillah, through Torah, through the mitzvot. That's the only way you could create a connection to the oneness of God. And without it, it's impossible. The first person in the world that created that connection, that created that level of being one with Hashem was Avraham Avinu. Before that, there was no one that was Koveya Makom. Koveya Makom? Avraham Avinu was the first. And what do we see? Vayashkem Avraham baboker el hamakom asher amad sham. You know what it's talking about? Avraham woke up early in the morning to go take Yitzchak, his son, who was 37 years old, for Akedat Yitzchak. He didn't wake up at 10. He woke up early in the morning. To do what? To slaughter his son. You know why? Because that was the tzivui Hashem. If he wasn't koveh makom letfilato, meaning he wasn't bikvi'ut, if he wasn't persistent and consistent with Hashem, he would not wake up early in the morning and slaughter his son. Sorry. No way. There's no way that he would go. But only because he was connected to Hashem on a different level. So whatever Hashem says, that's what I'm going to do. Because ultimately it's for L'tovati, it's for my own good. And he made Hashem's will into his will. So his will was to fulfill the Ritzon Hashem. And what happened? Avraham, through that connection, he was able to get whatever he wanted. Whatever he wanted. To the point where, last week's Parashat, what did it say on Avraham? Va'avarchecha. Whatever you bless, I will bless. And whomever you curse, I will curse. That's the power. Your mouth becomes the mouth of Hashem. Your machshavot become the machshavot of Hashem. And your actions have the power to be to eternity. Until today, we're still Hesed, Avraham Avinu. But he passed away. He lived for 175 years. Tzaddikim never die. You know why they never die? Because their ma'asim are still alive. Because they have students. People won't forget Steve Jobs. You know why? Because there's still an iPhone. But when the iPhone passes away, Vayera, they'll forget about him also. When Amazon goes down, people will forget Jeff Bezos. If Tesla doesn't go, people will forget about Elon Musk. That's how it is. People remember you through your actions. Right? eBay's still around, right? But who remembers eBay? Very few people. Gabby, you remember him. But I'm saying most people, they don't buy eBay. They're stuck in Amazon. Where'd you buy this? Amazon. Where'd you get your husband? From Amazon. Everything's Amazon. Everything's Amazon. Right? Why? Because that's it. You see it everywhere, right? Now you barely see UPS, you see Amazon. Right? Fresh, Prime, right now, this, that. Advertisement.
Taxi.
Avraham's advertisement is Hesed. So if you advertise Hesed, you know what that means? You're a Talmid of Avraham Avinu. It's like you have a tree that produces apples. Every apple is what? A part of the tree. Every Chesed is part of Avraham Avinu. And every Avraham Avinu is part of Hashem. So we are all a pri our ma'asim are all perot of essentially our avot. And therefore the Gemara says, Kol hakoveh makom b'tfilato. When he passes away, Anav Hasid mitalmidei shel Avraham Avinu. What does that mean? Says the Maharal, b'dvikut. You're consistent every day. You don't give up. Tefillah, whether it's tzniut, making the skirts a little longer, whether it's learning more Torah, whether it's come to Shiur, you put the phone away. You're focusing, more seriousness, less laughing, less joking. There's time to eat, there's time to do everything. And you're more serious in your work, then your work starts to become serious to you. Then the avodah and the tefillah doesn't become a burden, but rather it becomes a passion. It becomes a love. It becomes a connection. It's a thirst that through it you thrive, and through it you're satisfied, and through it ultimately you could become a talmid shel Avraham Avinu. Then when a person passes away, what do they say? Ey anav, ey hasid, because Avraham Avinu was the same. B'ezrat Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu give us the kochot to go in the paths of Avraham Avinu, to do chesed, to be koveh makom tefillah, and may Kadosh Baruch Hu give us a return, bracha, atzlacha, of all the boys over Zivug Hashem this year, Parashat b'shefa, be healthy, unity, avat chinam, learn Torah, and may Kadosh Baruch Hu give us all clarity in Hashem. Amen.